formation of adenosine triphosphate during respiration or the oxidative process is called as the oxidative phosphorylation. The ATP is formed in the ATPase system due to the action of the ADP with the inorganic phosphate. The oxidative phosphorylation is based on chemoosmotic hypothesis proposed by Peter Michel. In this, the electrons from the NADH2 and FADH2 which are produced in the Krebs cycle as well as during the glycolysis are transferred to the oxygen molecule via several intermediate compounds or electron carriers before this electron reach the oxygen and form the water molecule. These electron carriers constitute the electron transport system of mitochondria. So during this electron transport system, the NADH2 which are formed during the Krebs cycle of respiration donate their protons and electrons to the complex 1 consisting the FMN, which get reduced to the FMNH2. From this complex 1, these electrons are transferred to the oxygen molecule, which get reduced to the water molecule. And during this transfer of the electrons from complex 1 to the oxygen molecule, at complex 1, 4 protons are transferred from mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space. Similarly, at the ubiquinone cycle also, the 4 protons are transferred from the mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space, and at complex 4, 2 protons are transferred from the mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space. So during the electron transfer from the NADH2 which are formed during Krebs cycle, 10 protons are transferred from the mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space during the electron transport. Similarly, the FADH2 donates its electrons and protons directly to the ubiquinone, and the ubiquinone get reduced, and from this ubiquinone the electrons are again transferred through different electron carriers to the oxygen molecule, which get reduced to water. And during this electron transfer again at 2 places, that is at the ubiquinone cycle, 4 protons are transferred from the mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space, and 2 protons are translocated at complex 4 from the mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space. Similarly, the NADH2 which is formed in the cytoplasm during glycolysis also directly donates its electrons to the ubiquinone, and from this ubiquinone the electrons are again transferred to the oxygen molecule. And during this transfer of the electrons from the NADH2 formed during glycolysis, again at 2 places, 6 protons are transferred from the perimitochondrial space from the mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space. So during this electron transport, the electrons from NADH2 and FADH2 are transferred to the molecular oxygen, and during this the protons are translocated to the perimitochondrial space of mitochondria. The mitochondrial matrix now having low proton concentration, and the perimitochondrial space is having high proton concentration, results in the lowering of pH in the perimitochondrial space due to unequal distribution of protons along inner mitochondrial membrane. A pH as well as proton gradient is generated across the inner mitochondrial membrane. pH as well as proton gradient generated across the inner membrane form a proton motive force or proton electrochemical gradient. Due to the proton motive force, electrons are driven across the membrane towards the mitochondrial matrix via a enzymatic complex called the ATPase or proton channel. So, this inner mitochondrial membrane actually is impermeable to protons except at the places where this ATPase system are plugged in the membrane. The ATPase is a multi-enzyme complex consisting two parts, the F0 particle and F1 particle. Previously, these particles were called as oxysomes. These particles are attached to the matrix side of the mitochondria. F0 is having a proton channel. It transfers the proton from the perimitochondrial space to the mitochondrial matrix. It is attached to inner membrane of the mitochondria. This is the F0 particle which is attached to the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Then F1 is it is also called as a headpiece, is present in the peripheral. It forms a peripheral membrane protein complex, and this F1 is a site for the synthesis of the ATP. So this is the F1, which is the site for the synthesis of ATP. The F1 during electron transport, so the F0 of this F0 F1 particle transports the protons from the perimitochondrial space to the mitochondrial matrix. So F0 transfers the proton from perimitochondrial space to the matrix of mitochondria, and they enter into the F1 particle. So when the proton moves down the proton gradient, energy is released which rotates the F1 particle, and as you can see, the F1 particle rotates. The F1 particle then combines with ADP, an inorganic phosphate, and forms an ATP molecule. So during this the ions combine with the oxygen to form water, and as a result ATPs are formed from ADP and inorganic phosphate. So this is the equation that shows the formation of the ATP. So for every 3 protons that pass through the F0 and F1 particles from the perimitochondrial space to the mitochondrial matrix through the proton gradient, 1 ATP is produced. So already we know that NADH2, which are formed during the Krebs cycles, transfers the 10 protons to the perimitochondrial space, and this 10 protons, when they enter the oxidative dephosphorylation, they synthesize 3 ATPs. So each NADH2 which is formed during Krebs cycle forms 3 ATPs. Similarly, the FADH2 which is formed during Krebs cycle transfers 6 protons to the perimitochondrial space, and these 6 protons are utilized for the synthesis of 2 ATPs. Similarly, the NADH2 which is formed during the glycolysis in cytoplasm also translocates 6 protons to the perimitochondrial space, and these 6 protons are utilized for the synthesis of 2 ATPs molecules. So from the NADH2 formed during Krebs cycles. From each NADH2 formed during the Krebs cycle, 3 ATPs are synthesized, and from each FADH2 molecule formed during the Krebs cycle, 2 ATPs are synthesized, and from each NADH2 molecule formed in the cytoplasm during glycolysis, 2 ATPs are synthesized. So during glycolysis, in the conversion of glucose to glucose 6-phosphate, 1 ATP is utilized, and from the conversion of this glucose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, another ATP is utilized, and so during the glycolysis, 2 ATPs are utilized for conversion of the glucose to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Then this fructose 1,6-bisphosphate undergoes and forms glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, it undergoes the oxidation process, and it forms 2 NADH2 molecules, and these 2 NADH2 molecules, when they enter the oxidative phosphorylation process, they gives rise to 4 ATP molecule. As I have already discussed, that the NADH2 molecules which are formed in the cytoplasm during glycolysis, they transfer only 6 protons from the mitochondrial matrix to the perimitochondrial space, and these 6 protons, they are utilized for the synthesis of 4 ATP molecules. And for the conversion of 3-phosphoglyceric acid to phosphoenol pyruvic acid, and from the phosphoenol pyruvic acid to pyruvic acid, at these 2 reactions, substrate level phosphorylation takes place and forms 4 ATP molecules. So during glycolysis, 4 ATP molecules are synthesized, whereas 2 ATP molecules are utilized. So the net gain during the glycolysis is 6 ATP molecules. So 6 ATP molecules are formed through the glycolysis. Similarly, when this pyruvic acid enters the Krebs cycle, first it undergoes the oxidative decarboxylation forming acetyl coenzyme A, and during this process 2 NADH2 are formed, which are utilized in the synthesis of 6 ATP molecules. Then this acetyl coenzyme A combines with oxaloacetic acid and enters into the Krebs cycle, and during this Krebs cycle, in the conversion of isocitric acid to oxalosuccinic acid, again 2 NADH2 are formed, through which 6 ATPs are synthesized, and then from the conversion of alpha ketoglutaric acid to succinyl coenzyme A, again 2 NADH2 are formed, which are utilized for the synthesis of 6 ATP molecules, and in the conversion of succinyl coenzyme A to succinic acid, a substrate level phosphorylation takes place forming 2 ATP molecules, and then in conversion of succinic acid to fumaric acid, again the oxidation takes place. Here the protons are accepted by FAD, which forms FADH2, and through this FADH2 again 4 ATPs are synthesized during the oxidative phosphorylation, and from malic acid to the conversion of oxaloacetic acid, again oxidation takes place, and again 2 NADH2 are synthesized, and through this 2 NADH2 6 ATPs are synthesized. So during the Krebs cycle, or during the complete conversion of pyruvic acid to the carbon dioxide molecules, 30 ATPs are synthesized during this Krebs cycle. So thus the complete oxidation of one molecule of glucose to carbon dioxide and water yields 36 ATP molecules. So this is the complete reaction that occurs during the aerobic respiration, where one molecule of glucose is oxidized to 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, forming 36 ATP molecules.